Now we can move on to other presentation.
Next, I call upon Dr. Ajay Mandal to give his video presentation on laparoscopic choledochal cyst resection stepwise approach.
Good afternoon, everyone. And it's my privilege. Dr. Ashok is also the chairperson, who is one of my teachers. Thank you for being here. So I have given to demonstrate the stepwise approach to how to handle the choledochal cyst. Here I am going to demonstrate the choledochal cyst type 1, the laparoscopic approach. So these are the port position of the patient, position set up in OT. These are port position. Standard laparoscopic cholecystectomy with 1 or 2 extra port has been placed. So now I started dissecting the gallbladder. The first thing, the gallbladder has to be mobilized with the help of diathermy or any type of the energy sources. Now the cystic artery that is visible, that has been clipped and divided. Next step will be to isolate the cyst from the surrounding structure. The surrounding structure to the choledochal cyst is inferiorly is the duodenum, and superiorly definitely the liver is there, and posteriorly there is major vascular structures, that is the portal vein. And towards right of the cyst, left of the cyst, there will be the hepatic artery and other things. So we have to taken care about the all vascular and other structure. With the help of the energy sources, this is the choledochal vessel that has been taken care. Now I am freeing the cyst from the surrounding structures, that's inferiorly from the pancreatic tissues. It's taking time, yeah. Now superiorly I started dissecting the cyst all around with the help of energy sources. In case of recurrent attack of cholangitis, where the patient has multiple attack, in those cases there will be the difficulty, there will be lots of adhesions, so dissection will be the difficult. But in this case, this patient has only 2 attack of cholangitis, so there is not much of adhesions all around. So with the help of suction also, you can make the plane between the cyst and the portal vein. In the just below this is the cystic means portal vein in this area lower side, and with the help of blunt dissection, through and through will make one plane and will lift the cyst. Yeah, through and through is gone through anterior to the portal vein and below the cyst. Then with the help of one umbilical tape, it has been lifted so that I can make the cyst free from the portal vein and any other structures posterior to it. You can use any type of the energy sources, but our preference is Legasure and the harmonic. It all depends. Now, the next step is to mobilize the cyst inferiorly over the pancreas. At the same time, we should have taken precaution, should not go more inferiorly so that there are chances of injuring to the pancreatic duct. So here you can see there's the pancreas is visible with the help of the blunt dissections and with the help of the energy sources. The cyst can be made freely, easily. Now the gallbladder has been mobilized from the gallbladder bed, that's from the liver with the help of the diathermy. And we'll go up to the junction of cystic duct to the bile duct. Then we'll divide the common hepatic duct. Means we'll divide the cyst at the level of the hilum. You have seen there was a puncture initially that give us a guide to divide the duct. Now you can see the duct has been divided, getting divided with the help of the monopolar diathermy. This is one of my principle to just keep the lower leaf of the duct little bit, means divide the lower duct slightly more so that while during the hepaticogestomy, means while doing the anastomosis, that will help us. So this is completely divided. Yes, it's been divided. Now you can see the right duct. That's the right anterior, and this side the left one. So this is the hilum. Now we have to concentrate on the lower part of the cyst, means the rest of the cyst. It's better to open the cyst than see from the inside and go up to the lower end. That's more easy. So while opening the cyst in the longitudinal direction and from the inside, while visualizing the inside, we can go up to the lower end. Now the next step is to transfix. There is a various methods. My personal method is to transfix with the PDS-2O sutures and run over it. There is other methods also how to handle the distal part, that is the stump. You can use stapler also. You can use clip also, or hemolock type of the thing also you can use. Once this portion is over, that is can be divided and the cyst can be brought out of the abdomen along with the gallbladder in toto condition. So I'm still taking the sutures to run over that one so that the distal part of the stump has been closed completely. The next step will be to do Ru and Y limb. So the standard Ru and Y limb has to be created with the help of the endoGI stapler. This is known to everyone. This is not a new one. We'll first divide the jejunum, then side to side jejunostomy has been created. Now the enterotomy has been closed with the help of 2 PDS sutures. That the technique is standard and there is no other things to add. The standard technique, it has been closed into 2 layers. Now the next step is to create a tunnel in the retrocolic area, and it should go up to the hilum. So that has plane has been created, and the Ru limb of the jejunum has been taken up, and this will be the final step for the creation of the hepaticojejunostomy. Means this is the final step for this whole procedures. Here this Rothansen retractor is very important to expose the hilum completely. Then jejunum has been opened, and my personal preference is to do the posterior continuous with the help of 3O PDS. There are many people who used to do interrupted suture in the posterior layer, but it's our preference, it's my preference also, if you do the posterior continuous and anterior interrupted. What I used to do in the open surgery, the same principle I follow here also. So the first suture has been taken, now it's a continuous. Now these days barb sutures are also available in the market. So I have not experience of using barb suture in this type of anastomosis, but people are claiming that it makes the life easy. So posterior area is completed. Now anterior layer has to be completed. That is interrupted with 3O PDS. And finally, we'll take one hitch stitches to prevent any tension in the suture line. Four to five stitches will be sufficient to do the hepaticojejunostomy if you are doing the interrupted one. So this is third one. 2 more stitches will require to complete the anastomosis. So it's a complete 12-minute video. 1 or 2 more stitches are there. Then we'll place one flat drain and the port has been closed. This patient discharged on post-op day 5 without any major complications. There is no bile leak. So the final hinge stitch has been going to be taken. So this is the final appearance in the post-operative period of the abdomen. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay, for a beautiful presentation. And before we open the questions to the house, I have 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
Have you had any experience with hepaticoduodenostomy?
No, sir. I have not done hepaticoduodenostomy for this type of the cases. But choledochal have done many in the laparoscopy for other indication, not for the choledochal cyst.
But I feel for this particular case, I think hepaticoduodenostomy.
Hepaticojejunostomy is a standard procedure for choledochal cyst excision.
And it was quite, the duct was wide, so I think it will be much more faster and easier to do hepaticoduodenostomy.
Hepaticoduodenostomy? No, sir, I don't have experience.
And another one is, have you encountered any cases where the cystic dilatation ends just short of the bifurcation, where the common hepatic duct becomes a normal size,
Yeah.
and the dilatation is much lower down?
I said, didn't get it. See, we used to do...
Like in some of the choledochal cyst, the cystic dilatation will not reach right up to the bifurcation. Sometimes
Okay.
it stops short of the bifurcation.
Okay,
So
that condition.
Where you end up with a normal sized common hepatic duct.
Okay, there is 2 common hepatic duct. Means common hepatic duct has been by...
Left right duct joins together, and the sense
I got it.
It's a normal size.
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
it starts dilatation.
So in those cases, you can join both 2 ducts, and after that you can make one common channel and do anastomosis. But personally, I have not done that one, and I have not encountered that type of the cases.
Recently I had one. So in such cases, what we do is we cut just at the top of the cystic dilatation,
Okay.
the calf. So you can anastomosis to the wide part, the cap of the cyst, the top of the cyst.
Dome
you
of the
can-
cyst you
yeah.
can keep there. Okay.
Instead of anastomosing to the normal small size duct.
Yes, I got that one. That can be done, sir. Yeah, thank you for that information.
Any questions from the house?
Sure. Sure.
Dr. Sue first.
My comment was only that the open technique varies from the laparoscopic technique in two ways. One is how you handle the distal end and how you handle the proximal end. Yes. In the open setting, for a case of this type, I would not leave behind so much of a dilated cystic duct remnant for the hepaticogeneostomy and anastomosis, because we have seen many times these patients come back later with hepatolithiasis and jaundice because of the calculi and gravel getting stuck in that area. That is one. Of course, the lower end, you said that you have to go into it and look at it, but you will be able to handle it better in the open, I feel. So these are the two comments I have to make.
Thank you. Regarding the upper portion, we are dividing at the hilum only. We are hardly leaving any part of the dilated system in that area. Thank you.
Just want to add one more comment here about the site of anastomosis experience. You see, dividing just in the hilum and anastomosis there's a fairly high incidence of cirrhosis in the hepatogeneosis site. It is the subhilar anastomosis which is not desirable. What Dr. Sharma was saying that you would prefer to go a little higher. Excise as much of the redundant part because there is stasis in that part. And that predisposes to such formation and then hepatitis happens. You have to have a wide hole there, most dilated segments excise, and then fetch a wide in that process. That ensures two things. One, the vascularity which is coming from the hilum is very well preserved on the two sides. You have no risk of ischemia. Two, there is no redundant cul-de-sac right there at the site of that process, which will predispose to stasis, such formation, and further hepatitis.
Taken, sir. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce the thought that choledochal cyst is one surgery that is polarizing completely people who have strong opinions on it. Because if what Ajay did, what he showed was a very nice laparoscopic choledochal cyst excision, very nicely done, but completely unacceptable to many from the open choledochal cyst era who would definitely go to a non-dilated right and left duct, divide it, and divide the lower end also much, much lower. But fact is that this is the kind of surgery that is being done regularly, whereby you leave a little bit of the cyst above and the little bit of the cyst behind to get a good anastomosis. And probably 10 years down the line, we will be having data showing that this is completely unacceptable and this surgery will be completely abandoned. Or what was happening in open, if there are no complications, then this will become the standard. And what we are doing, that going back up to a non-dilated part and going to a non-dilated part below will probably become obsolete if the results are okay. But these are two different forms of surgery completely. And here, in most cases, open and lap are not happening similarly in most centers. If someone can do it, brilliant.
Dr. Sarthak.
Yes, sir. Very nice presentation. I am Dr. Saket from IGMS Patna. Just one comment that this case that you demonstrated was a patient had recurrent episodes of cholangitis. Because of that, the duct was very thickened. So taking bites was easier. So in a nave case, would you take continuous posterior sutures where the cyst wall is very thin?
So the cyst wall is not very thick also. See, this patient has 1 or 2 episodes of cholangitis. So cyst wall, usually this type of the cyst wall we will get. And posteriorly continuous, okay, that's the what we practice. You can do interrupted sutures also if you are comfortable in that one.
Dr. Sakit, do you have any question? No. Dr. Saddiq, you want to rebut? So I think that the difference of opinion is that it's a extent of excision of the cyst, both proximal and distal. The view is that possibly a little bit of more remnant cyst is left in the laparoscopy than the open, and obviously the time will tell what is the happening complication and even a small percentage of malignancy, which is the cause of concern for excision in majority. So any more questions, please?
I am Karthikeyan from Madurai. Ajay sir, I want to know, you mentioned about barbed sutures.
Yeah.
Will it be feasible to do in a duct which is thinned out or in pediatric?
No, I told ki their barbed sutures are coming in a big way. There's many people they are doing with the barbed
No, I
suture.
want to know whether it is advisable in hepatic osteogenesis.
No, I don't know. I have not done it. So I cannot comment on that.
So now, thank you very much,
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Mandal.